for this festive season. This is our 78th annual winter concert series, Coastal Cheer and Mountain Merriment. We're here to celebrate Christmas California style, and we're so glad that you're here to celebrate with us. And now, it is my honor to introduce the newly appointed conductor for the Watsonville Community Band. He grew up in Modesto, graduating from CSU Stanislaus, was band director at El Cerrito High School in the East Bay. He conducted the 561st Air Force Band and later got his master's degree in instrumental conducting at San Jose State. He has conducted for Stanford Symphony Orchestra, Henderson State University, University of Illinois, and Kent State University. Please give a warm welcome to our new conductor, Dr. Jesse Leyva. Now, please rise for our national anthem, the Star-Spangled Banner. We may not have white Christmases here in Watsonville, but we have lots of beautiful nature tucked away in our own backyard. One of the greatest natural wonders we have, of course, is our redwood forest. So in honor of our mighty California forests, here is The Redwoods by Rossano Galante. A long time ago, the Hebrew people were under attack from ancient Syria, and they did not have the supplies they needed for the Holy Temple in Jerusalem. Their menorah, the lamp that shines the light of God, had only enough oil to last one more day. Miraculously, the lamp stayed lit for 8 days in a row. To this day, Hanukkah celebrates that miracle with 8 candles lit on the anniversary of the event. Please enjoy The Eighth Candle by Steve Reister.
course, in another 30 seconds, I'm going to want the thing off, huh? Yeah, that is.
And now, it is my honor to introduce our next conductor, a 1969 Watsonville High School graduate who for 20 years served his alma mater, leading an award-winning band program. Please welcome our conductor emeritus, Mr. Eugene Smith.
Okay, we'll try this again. One of the things about the holidays is that many of us tend to think of friends and family members that we've lost and that aren't here. And it's a lot. In the last just two years, our band family has lost 10 people. And we miss them. And as I said, the holidays is a time that we tend to think about those folks that have gone, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing, because as long as they are in our hearts and our minds, they're here, they're with us. This next piece by Richard Strauss is called Zu Eignung. That means dedication. And so we're playing this for all of our friends and family. As if I can figure out how to turn this off.
did you ever imagine what happened when those clothes had to be washed? Well, legend goes that when Mary went down to the river and started washing them, several fish jumped out of the water and began to dance for joy. That's the story of our next piece, Los Peces en el Rio. Our conductor for this piece has been a member of the band since her freshman year at Aptos High School. She graduated from Fresno Pacific University and is currently the band director of Cesar Chavez Middle School in Watsonville. Please welcome Caitlin Black as she conducts Los Peces en el Rio, arranged by Paul Clark. Our next piece is an award-winning Paso Doble from a well-respected Spanish composer, but it's also a love letter from a devoted fan. Pascual Perez Chovy wrote this Spanish march in honor of his favorite female poet, Josefa Greus. In his dedication, he writes, to the inspired poetress, Lady Angela Josefina Greus Saez. This is Pepita Greus by Pascual Perez and edited by Roy Wenger. people who have joined us tonight. We get a lot of support from our community, and it's great to see community representatives here at our concerts. I believe we have Council Member Ari Parker. Council Member Judy Dutra. And former Council Member Nancy Bilicic, but Nancy is also the Director of Adult Ed for the entire county, and we are an Adult Ed class. Let's take a 15-minute break, and band members, when you hear a cowbell, you better get back. Let me check first. Do we have our youth band with us now? Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the very first time ever that the youth band has joined the Watsonville band, and we are proud of this moment. Now, when we started the youth band, we were hoping all those people would come into the band in one way or another. Now, it's really not Christmas until you hear some good old-fashioned Christmas carols sung by a choir. Well, in this case, a concert band. Our next piece is a medley of classics, including Joy to the World, Bring a Torch, Jeanette, Isabella, The First Noel, and I Saw Three Ships a-Sailing. They all declare the same message: rejoice, Christmas has arrived. This is Celebrations for Christmas, arranged by Randall Standridge. This is a very special event because, as I mentioned, this is the first time our adult band and youth band have ever performed a piece together. Please enjoy this very special performance. And first let me welcome back Bill Nessler, William Nessler, the fantastic conductor who led the advanced band earlier, in performing a Mariachi Christmas by Jorge Vargas. We're taking you on a journey to the North Pole, where we meet Leon, the newest elf in Santa's workshop. It's only a week until Christmas, and everyone's preparing for the big day. But Leon's not feeling the Christmas spirit, and he's ready to tell you all about it. This is Diary of a Grumpy Elf by Timothy Lose and narrated by C. Juca Gonzalez Montechano.
Dear Diary, it's me, Leon. That's Noel spelled backwards. 25 degrees below zero. This heat wave puts Santa in a bad mood. Dear Diary, today was my second day on the job. We made wooden soldiers. Instead of marching in step, the soldiers broke ranks, drew muskets, and began to fight. Dear Diary, today was my third day working for Mr. C, and I got the never-ending job of decorating the castle. I never want to see another bough of holly as long as I live. Dear Diary, it's day 4, and the new reindeer harnesses arrived defective. Instead of having sleigh bells, they came with cowbells. Dear Diary, it's Christmas Eve, and the work is finally done. In spite of the troubles, I'm lucky to be a Christmas elf. Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. Merry Christmas!
Earlier in our concert, we mentioned our beautiful redwoods. Another beauty we enjoy is our wonderful mountains. There are miles and miles of trails that we love to explore, but the mountains of our next song are more than just aesthetically pleasing. The shepherds make the mountains in this classic gospel song are the stage on which the shepherds make their jubilant announcement of Jesus Christ's birth. Join in on the jubilation as we play Go Tell It on the Mountain, arranged by Jay Dawson. script, and they always hate it when I go off. We had a horrible event happen in the band a couple of weeks ago, and everything is better now. But we had to get some people to help us out, because one of the key percussionists is not with us tonight, who's been with us for years and years, and hopefully she'll be back soon. But we had a couple of people who we put stuff on the internet, and we started making some phone calls, and we've got Chuck Luce over here in the white shirt. He's a graduate of Watsonville High School, went to San Jose State, was in this band about 30 years ago, but then decided, well, it was a long commute because he lives up in the Silicon Valley, and he's now a member of the Saratoga Community Band. And I saw him there, and I said, Chuck, we need you. And he gracefully said, okay, I'd love to. And then the other person is Max Goodwin, right here. And I only know about Max because I play in a German band during Oktoberfest season, and I missed the gig, and Max took my place. And everybody came back. When I came back for the next two gigs, they said, hey, the new guy was great. I'm thinking, what the heck am I going to do? But Max, that was a connection with Max, and he stepped in, and he's a great percussionist. We love him. So thank you very much, both of you. We've got a couple of baseball caps. You guys can fight over the colors. But we're so happy to have you, and we appreciate you taking the time to be with us during this season. Okay, where was I? Everyone, please join us for our annual Christmas sing-along. Check your program for the lyrics. They're in there on a separate page. Now's a chance to give us your best Christmas choir impression. You sing, and we'll back you up. And there's going to be a couple of us out there making sure you're singing, so make sure you're in tune. And if you give us all you got, we may be lucky enough to receive a visit from a very special holiday guest.
Glory Thank you all so much for coming out this evening. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays from the Watsonville Community Band. Thank you so much. Have a good night.